All right. Let's see what we got. All right. Everybody needs to know, or everybody needs to let me know that they can hear me. Because this has taken a lot longer than it should have. Apparently now you have to have a new encoder and all this other BS just to be able to go live. So I thought I was just going to be able to hop on like normal, and 32 minutes later, here I finally am. So everybody give me confirmation that you can hear me. Mic sounds good. You're not getting any feedback. All that stuff. All right, Jamal, got you. Appreciate the feedback, brother. Who else we got on here? Hopefully next week we'll be doing it from the from my Wrigley room. Holy shit, that's hot. All right, we'll give it another minute or so. Let everybody kind of pile in. Sorry for the delay. We're supposed to go live half an hour ago, but of course, with having to set up this new software that I didn't know about, that didn't work out in my favor. But we will go live for, like I said, we'll go live for half hour, 45 minutes. Get as much out of the way as we can. We'll just go from there. Appreciate it, Keith. I'm just in the secondary living room right now. We'll do it from my room next week. What do you think about the game last night? I think that Houston's manager screwed him. You should have never pulled Greinke out. I don't care that he typically only goes 5 innings. He was pitching great. There was no reason to pull him out. What? Because you gave up a home run? Okay. So is everybody in that series. There was no rhyme or reason that he should have been pulled out. And that goes back to my saying of there is no true manager anymore. Because all he did was he's looking at a scouting report saying, oh, he goes 5 innings. Now here he is over his normal. Even though his pitch count was low. I mean, look at Scherzer. What do you do? Pitch 90-something pitches in 4 innings? There's no reason for that. And then you go out there, not only pull out the guy that is essentially owning the Nationals, but you put in your most gassed reliever, a guy that has been a part of almost every game. He had nothing left in the tank, running on fumes, and that's who you put in to hold a lead in Game 7 of the World Series? No. That was the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen. Well, Elliot, the only thing about Cole is like you could have put Cole in at the end, but there was nothing Cole was going to be able to do. Yeah, I mean, Jamal, I mean, you saw it last night. I mean, yeah, okay, so you give up that one home run, but who cares? You gave up a home run to a guy that's hit a home run in every game. He's hit home runs off Cole, off Verlander. There's nothing to put your head down about that. Oh, yeah, and Keith Greinke, there were 2 strike calls in particular where everybody knew it. Like, the ball was inside the strike zone 100%. It wasn't even in question. But I will give this to the umpire. There were times he called strikes that were balls, so he was very consistent, so I will give him that. And that's all I ask for in an umpire. If you're going to call strikes that are balls and vice versa, as long as you're consistent on both sides, that's all you can ask for in an umpire, especially having that type of job. Game 7 World Series, that's a lot of pressure. But last night, the manager screwed him. He really, I mean, I can't say that the Astros would have won if Greinke stayed in. None of us know. But it would have been a whole lot more likely. Yo, what's up, John? I just think there were some really, really questionable calls. I think it was questionable that Verlander did not throw an intentional walk in Game 6 in a situation that he should have. I don't care if it's about pride or whatever. That could have got you out of that inning. You could have ended that game there. I really think that it should have ended in Game 6 with Verlander being the starter. Pacers Cole to the Cubbies. Nope. My prediction is that Gerrit Cole will end up in Anaheim. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I believe that the organization will spend the money and that Joe Madden will convince him to spend the money. I believe he will end up, either way he goes, he ain't going to end up in Chicago. He'll, even if he were not to end up with Anaheim, he'll end up on the West Coast somewhere. But my prediction is Anaheim. What's up, Jerry? Houston blew their load on the Yanks. I thought Washington would be a cakewalk, I believe. I don't want to say that. I think that they underestimated Washington a little bit, but let's face it. Everybody underestimated Washington. I mean, we all did. You're not going to go out there, have the worst record in baseball the first 50 games of the season, come out, you go out there on an amazing run at the end of the season, get wild card, make it to where, you get out of wild card. Oh, yeah, Jerry, NHL is on fire. But everybody, they all doubted Washington. I doubted Washington. I didn't believe they would win a World Series. I mean, here's the thing. I truly believe that baseball's still one of the last sports where the best team can win it all. And does most of the time. Except for this time. Congratulations to Washington, but I'm sorry. They're not a better team than the Astros. If we had to play that series 10 times over again, I think we all know that what would happen the next 9 times. Well, the thing is, Jamal, look at the bullpen decisions they made. They have the bullpen, but the bullpen guys and the pitching staff doesn't get to decide what happens. It's left up to the pitching coach as well as the manager. And we saw what the manager did last night. He takes his bullpen guy that has worked the hardest out of the entire series, is running on fumes, has nothing left, and they take out a guy that has pitched a gem, given up 2 hits. 2 hits. That's it. In Game 7 of the World Series, he has pitched the best out of anybody in that series, period. You take him out and you put in a guy that should not have even dressed. Yeah, and the thing is, that was the thing with Bryce Harper. Everybody used to bag on me because I said Bryce Harper isn't worth the price of admission. Bryce Harper is a good player, but Bryce Harper is not going to be the reason you win or don't win a World Series. It's going to be the same thing in Philly. Philly's got key pieces around him where he is an asset to them. But if you take Bryce Harper out of the mix, he gets a ring, oh boy. What do you mean? But if Bryce come out of the mix in Philly right now, Philly still has just as much of a shot to win a World Series in the next 5 years as they did with him. He's not clutch. That's the key. I've said it from day one. He is not a clutch player. He makes clutch plays middle of the season against Pittsburgh when it means nothing. You go out there, you play the Braves or the Cubs or some sort of rivalry with big implications on the line. He's not clutch. He's 0 for 3, 1 for 4, batting on 176. Mic still sound good, everybody? I don't even know what this software I'm using is. I've never used it before. Seems to be working all right. All of the microphone levels that I'm seeing seem to be good. I'm not seeing any stalling with the screen or anything. But again, this is the first time I've used this software, so I just want to make sure it's all good. Sweet. I think he might get one. Chase, what do you think? You talking about Bryce? Is that who you're talking about, Elliot? Are you asking if... Yeah, I think Bryce Harper will get one. Here's the thing. The Phillies are not a great organization, haven't been for the last few years. But I was really impressed with what they did to get Bryce Harper. What was surprising to me was that ownership and management, front office staff, even admitted... It's actually a pretty cool story. You guys, anybody that just loves baseball, go on YouTube, type in the story. I don't know, you can probably find it by typing in the story of Bryce Harper to the Phillies. It's like a 30-minute, somewhat of a documentary type thing where it's about how Bryce Harper ended up at the Phillies. And they do a lot of one-on-one interviewing with the Phillies GM, which if you guys have never seen him, you should have saw him the other day when Joe Girardi was announced manager. He's the one that did the press conference. The Phillies owner, him and his wife, and then Bryce and his wife. Really, really, not on Girardi. Phillies won't win. I don't know, man. Girardi's got a way of pulling players, and Girardi's one of those guys that can convince a team to spend money, which back to what I was just saying. They even admitted that they wanted Manny Machado more than Bryce Harper. They were willing to spend the money. They had the $300+ million that they were going to spend, and they were at the position to spend it versus other ball clubs. The other ball clubs that had the money to spend it didn't need to spend it. Your Dodgers, your Yankees, your Astros, and even the Cubs. The Cubs, everybody's like, why wouldn't they go after Bryce? Well, that would be the dumbest thing the Cubs could do, to go spend $330 million on something that's not going to bring them a championship now. They have the talent. They have a farm system that's coming back. They have young guys. We'll see what David Ross can do now that Joe Madden is gone. But I was really impressed with the way that they went after Bryce after Machado left. Right, and see, that's the thing about Joe Madden. Go look at him and all of those, even time with Tampa and all those. He's more of, let me get 5 or 6 3-star players, build them up, create an unstoppable farm league, so single A, double A, triple A, and even rookie ball. That way you can just rotate players in and out at all times. And you're an above 500 club without even trying, and you're spending $80 million versus $300 million. Well, then, because you are a big market team, you are somebody like the Cubs that has $180 to $250 million a year to spend, you go out there, and that's where they picked up a John Lester. They way overspent on Cole Hamels. That was a dumb decision. But then you have the money to keep people like Baez and people like that to be franchise players. I think Strasburg would look good with tomahawks across his chest. Hey, I'll be honest with you. So Strasburg's going to test out free agency, right? Or at least we think. That is actually, in my opinion, if he had to stay anywhere within the NL East, I think he would fit best with the Mets or the Braves. I really think that those two organizations, I think that he would do well at. Philly, no. Philly needs to, they need to worry about young arms, like really young arms. But think about this, guys. A lot of people thought I was crazy when I said a few weeks back I would like to see Rizzo in pinstripes. He is in pinstripes. If you're talking about the Bronx pinstripes, I don't think that'll ever happen. I think that Rizzo would end up going, to Miami before he would go to New York. Or are you talking about the pinstripes of Queens? Well, the Braves are not one to spend a lot of money, but I'll tell you this, that's worked out in their favor. Look at the team they have right now, and they really haven't had to spend the money you would think to get it. I'll tell you this right now. If Javier Baez were not to be re-signed as a true franchise player with the Cubs, that'd be, number one, that'd be the dumbest decision ever made, because he is long-term going to be your best player because of what he can do defensively. He's going to swing for the hills. He's not going to be the greatest batter, but if he's going to have above a 275 batting average and he's going to swing, he's going to hit home runs, he's going to be a fan favorite, he's going to draw money, and defensively you're not going to find anybody better, and you're going to be able to get him for a lot less than you would have to spend for some of the second basemen in the league or shortstop positions in the league, because he can do both and do them both very well. That would be the dumbest decision ever made. If Baez were not to be in a Cubs uniform forever, I believe that Baez would end up in Atlanta or Miami. I truly do. Miami might be his choice because of demographic, who he can play with. But the Braves would be his best shot at winning. I think Derek Jeter will turn that organization into a winning organization, but I don't think he's going to do it alone. What do you mean you lost me? I'm still seeing everything. Anybody else lose me? John Brady says he lost it. Chuck, the Cubs just need pitching. Yes, relief pitching, absolutely. But they just need pitching. They've got Lester, but Lester's going to be done after this contract. He's not going to re-sign. He's ready to be done. Cole Hamels should have never been signed for what he signed for. I really think that right now Kyle Hendricks should be kept. I think Jose Quintana should be kept. Yu Darvish can be kept, but that's a loaded question depending on his health. Here, for the money, I think he is. John, I don't know what's going on your end, man. Everybody else saying that it stopped for a second, but everything's going normal. Elliot, Darvish is shaky, but Darvish has just had a lot of bad luck with his health. All right, so it's about 10:50 right now. I'm going to run this for about another 20 or so minutes, so let's talk about some current things. We can do a baseball chat anytime. I actually had a guy tell me or send me an email today. I don't even know who this person is. He said, "Thank God baseball's over, because now I do not have to hear you talk about baseball until late March." And I sent him an email back. I said, first off, why would you waste your time sending me something like that? And I said, and secondly, I said, you'll never, ever, ever have me go 6 months without talking about baseball. I'm still going to talk about it every week. I may do a baseball show once a week just for the absolute fuck of it during the off season. Truth be told. The thing is, Elliot, why waste your time even just send... People just send shit just to see my response. Oh, I will. I'll do a baseball show once a week during the off season. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about first? Do you guys want to dive into a little bit of my thoughts for college basketball, or do you guys want to do some football talk? And this is up to you guys. All right, Garcia wants NFL. Got another one for football. Got one for college football. College basketball wanted to start next week, Tuesday. Premium GB pick. All right, looks like the overwhelming majority wants NFL. All right, so in that case, do I like the Cardinals tonight? Yeah. I don't like the game. Is San Francisco for real? I think they're smoke and mirrors. Do I think they're a great football team? Yes. Any discounts on your college packages? You talking about for basketball? What do you think about online apps like Action Network to track bets/units? Actually, Action Network's got a pretty good little business system, as far as tracking your stuff. I mean, I still think the best way to do it is if you know how to run Microsoft Excel the correct way. I think that's the best. But the Action Network's got a good little business system that helps you track units and everything as long as you set it up the right way. The Action Network's probably got the best system of any, cheap service you can go buy to help you with that. Especially if you don't want to use Microsoft Excel and have to go through all that. For the basketball, it's over 50% off right now until midnight tonight. ChaseWins.com, go to packages. The Google Sheets do Microsoft Excel. It'll be easier for you, too. I know Excel can be hard to use sometimes, but once you get used to it, Microsoft Excel is the best thing. I mean, Google Sheets aren't bad, but yeah, Ira, so if you go to ChaseWins.com under packages, you'll see the early bird special for college basketball. And it's up till midnight tonight, and it is over 50% off. I tell you what I'll do. Let's have fun with this. Let me look at something real quick. The Lakers are not just good on paper. They're good. Problem is, it's going to be a health thing. Is Davis going to stay healthy? Is LeBron going to stay healthy? They're young guys. I don't think we have a lot to worry about. But it's going to be, is that duo right there going to stay healthy? Because if they are, I truly believe the Lakers can win the West. Obviously, I didn't think the Warriors had a shot coming into the season. But now with Curry out, it's a crapshoot there. I don't know how much. I mean, I think that if any type of injury riddles the Lakers at all, Clippers is probably a sure shot in the West. But I think the West is a little bit overrated, to be completely honest with you. So let's do this. Can anybody see how many likes I have on this video right now? Because for some reason, all right. So there are. All right. Well, it says that there's 28 people in here right now. Every single one of you click the thumbs up right now. If we can get to 50 thumbs up before I stop, at least, I'll give out a premium play for free before the video ends. But you guys got to keep track of how many there are, because for some reason I can't see it. All right, so you guys give me a. Let's skip over tonight's game, because tonight I think is going to end up being on my card. I think. I don't know 100% yet. I'm waiting on a little bit of information with involving two players. One actually for both sides. So let's go over a couple of games this weekend. Let's mix it up a little bit. I'm going to pick 3 people, and each one of you, I'm going to ask you to give me a game. So let me pick 3 people. I'm going to go through. Elliot, you've been in here since the beginning. So Elliot, you choose right now. One NFL game Sunday or a college football game for Saturday. Pick one or the other. Give me the game. Give me the line that you're seeing, and we'll break that game down. So Elliot will be first. While you're doing that, Elliot, I'm going to pick 2 more people, but these 2 people that I pick, don't do anything until I tell you. All right, Jamal, I want you to do one. So, Jamal, don't do it yet, but when I tell you to, have your game ready to put in the chat. It could be NFL or college football, this weekend's games. Elliot, you give me yours as soon as you have it. Jamal, I'll give you the go-ahead when it's time for you to do one. And then, who else has been in here since the beginning? Let's go back to the beginning. Who we got? All right. Keith Davis, give me one. But wait. Don't do it yet. All right, so Elliot says give him 1 minute. Jamal, do you have your game ready? Or Keith, if you have a game ready. So Keith Davis, Jamal Glenn, and Elliot V. All right, so Elliot V, you got it. Packers -4. All right, so let me pull up my notes on that game. Give me 1 second. Uh-oh. Hope I didn't screw that up. Are you guys still seeing me versus my spreadsheet? Okay, good. I was about to say, if it pulls up the spreadsheet, it's just going to be... All right, so let me see what I can chop on this game. Because I actually had them at 3.5. Okay, so let's use some common sense here for a minute, and then let's go off of statistics. Statistics say that this year the Chargers suck. Okay, you beat the Bears, but what does that really say? What have the Bears done this year? Nothing. So you would think with a Packers team that's going out there and lighting up the scoreboard, Aaron Rodgers does not commit turnovers. He does not do – he does everything the right way. It doesn't matter who you put out there, who your receiver is, who your running back is, who your tight end is. He's going to find you. He's going to make sure that you look like a god, and he's going to put points on the board. Okay? That's number one. So that's number one. The Chargers haven't done anything. They have not beaten sorry, watch for a little while. But the Chargers, the wins that they have, so they beat Chicago. Other than that, they have one win that you might say, okay, good job. Now, they do have home field. So you would think you give the 3 points that we suspect the odds makers of giving. So that means that they think that Green Bay is a touchdown favorite. I think that Green Bay should have opened up. My power rankings show Green Bay is 10.5. So we'll bring it down, give the Chargers the benefit of the doubt, and say 10 points. And then that means that if you give them 3 points, they're still 7, somewhere between 6.5 and 7.5 opening line. But Green Bay hasn't had the easiest of schedules. The Chargers are at home. They are coming off of that win against Chicago, which should be somewhat of a confidence booster, you would think. Common sense tells me that something's off with this line. It should be higher. I think we all know that. But until I see something that truly swings me one way or the other, if I'm forced to pick, I've got to go with the better team on a low, very reasonable line. It's almost like I feel like they're setting you up and tricking you here by saying, oh, yeah, we'll do 3.5, 4. People are going to think that, the Chargers are coming back, going home. This is the week that Aaron Rodgers falls off. I can assure you this. If, for some reason, the Chargers were to win this game, it's not going to be because Aaron Rodgers lost it. It'll be because people did not keep up with Aaron Rodgers and what he was trying to do, or the defense screws him out of it. Aaron Rodgers will not be the reason for a loss, especially not to the LA Chargers. So, as of right now, there's only one way you can go. Shop the line, get it down to 3.5. You want to be smart about it. You get it 3.5, buy it down to 3, give yourself the chance to push and take the Packers. Let's go either Jamal or Keith. Give me your game. Oh, never mind, Keith. I see yours. Chicago at Philly. God, you guys probably do not want my opinion on this game. I'd like to set Matt Nagy on fire right now. Oh, my God. But I don't think Philly is as good as everybody thinks they are. Philly fans are, God, they're the worst. Where's my scouting report for this? What are you seeing your line at, Keith? When I broke the game down the first time, I saw Philly -5. All right, Jamal, I got yours. We'll do it in just a second. I'm going to pull up this updated line just to see if it's changed at all, because when I did it on Tuesday for the initial breakdown and power ratings, I had Eagles -5. So let's see what we've got. This is going to be a good weekend. I really like these matchups this weekend. Philly versus Chicago, rematch of the wild card last year. Oh, yeah. Love it. All right, so I'm still seeing -5. It opened up at 3. The public is all over Philly. For good reason. Philly hadn't played terrible. The Bears have been worse than being kissed by your uncle. I'm going to be honest with you. You guys aren't going to like this. Philly will win easy, no QB in Chi-Town. Yeah, Mitch is playing. Nobody's given up on Mitch yet. Mitch is not the problem in Chicago. Now, granted, he's not going to be the part of the solution that we need, but Mitch is not the problem. Right now, the coaching staff is the problem. Chicago's not a bad team. They have talent. They just can't get their shit together on the line. I'm going to be honest with you. Think about this for a second, guys. The line opened at 3. That means that the odds makers are thinking that Chicago and Philly are deadlocked even. I'm going to be honest with you. When I power rank the game, based on everything that's gone on this season for both teams, I had Philly -1. And that's with Chicago screwing the pooch week in and week out. But now let's go back to the beginning of the season, guys. Let's remember what we had. A rivalry game involving Chicago, the Packers. They were in that game the whole time. Their defense played phenomenal. Their offense just couldn't click at the right times. They could have won that game. They beat a very good Minnesota Vikings team. Okay? Yes, they've won against nobodies as well. They gave the game up. But the thing is, I'm not going to blame Mitchell Trubisky on the loss Sunday. I'm going to blame it on Nagy. You've got 40-something seconds left. You can run 2 plays with ease. Okay? Why in the immortal hell would you not run your 2 plays and just say, nope, we're just going to go ahead and rely on the kicker that's already missed a 25-yard chip shot earlier in the game? Not to mention, we're the Chicago Bears, who are historically cursed when it comes to kicking. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It was worse than pulling out Greinke last night. It was a stupid decision that Mitch had no say-so in. The defense had no say-so in. That was Mr. Matt Nagy. Okay? Stupid decision. You cost your team the game, in my opinion. But, again, well, you and the kicker, because the kicker did miss it. But I just don't think... I don't think Philly's what they're cracked up to be. I don't think Chicago's near as bad as everybody's already. I mean, they've already written them off. Look, I mean, there's Trubisky jerseys burning in Chicago. Let's think about this, guys. He comes back from an injury, right? They get absolutely decimated by the Saints in the second half. First half, they stayed with them. They played. It was a game. Okay? Think about this. You have a quarterback who is not a pocket passer exclusively. He can, but he is a mobile. He is a get-out-of-trouble quarterback. He uses his legs to his advantage and his team's advantage. Let's go back to last year. Nagy let him use his legs. It was a benefit. It made the offense competitive. It got the offense to a wild card game. Okay? We think about that. Now he comes off of a shoulder injury. First game back, he's in a harness for his shoulder, which means not 100%, and he drops back 56 times in that game. Didn't use his legs at all. What the fuck is Nagy thinking? We've got a quarterback that is not an exclusive pocket passer. He should never drop back 56 times in a game. But you know what? We're going to do it and experiment with him coming off of a shoulder injury. What a fucking idiot Nagy is. So, let's go off the basis here. Nagy knows that he's not on the hot seat for this year. Not on fire him this year. He's too new. He's had just as much success as he's had failure. They're going to let him go through the year. Now, fast forward a year, he's still doing this. Yes, his job is most certainly on the line. But right now, I've got to roll with the hope and the belief that Nagy will call the right fundamental plays for Chicago to have success. I don't think that Philly's 5 points better than them at home, away, neutral, anything. And I think that getting 5 points I think it's a gift. Now, here's the thing. If I had to give you any type of other advice, I'd wait on this game. I think you might get 5.5, maybe 6. If you can get 6 or 5.5 and buy it to 6, oh yeah. I would love that play. But right now, if everything stays the same and I was forced to pick, I'm taking Chicago and the points on the road. Hold on. Let's see who this is. Mike Matheny, new Royals manager. It's not like that was a surprise. All right. So now, Mr. Jamal, before we get out of here, what did you want? You wanted something in college. Let me go back up and look at it. Miami at FSU, FSU -3. All right. Well, the good thing about this is I don't think this game has been focused on near enough by the odds makers, because let us not forget what is going on in the state of Florida this weekend. Anybody know? I sure do. It's the world's biggest cocktail party. Georgia, Florida, Jacksonville, neutral site, happens every year. Always one of the best games. Number 8 Georgia versus number 6 Florida. That is where a lot of your focus is going to be when it comes to, Power 5 football. That's a big, big game. A lot of implications on the line that game. With Miami and FSU, this is for nothing more than pride and bragging rights. And I actually already did this game. I have not bet it yet, and I won't until game day, because you're sitting on that 3 number, and I think that it will move a little bit, and we can probably get more benefit and more value out of it. What time's that game go? Oh, I've got it right. I've got it on the next page. Hold on one second. Guys, and I will get to your comments in 1 second. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just looking at 2 things at once. There's one game on here that I absolutely love for this weekend. Here we go. 3:30, the most boring game of the week when it comes down to teams that have just been not what they were cracked up to be. All right, let me move this over here. David, I don't think you should have put in Cole. My take is, why did you take out Greinke, who was pitching a fucking gem, and not only that, was pitching the best game that any Astros pitcher had pitched for the series? Cole wouldn't have done anything. Cole would not have made that game. He would not have changed the outcome of that game. Taking Greinke out is what determined the outcome of that game, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go. Miami, Florida State. Let's see something real quick. Let's just double check a line, see if anything has moved. That North Carolina Virginia is going to be a good game. South Carolina, like that. Everything I'm seeing so far, I've still got it at 3. Which when I broke it down, it was 3.5, but then it moved to 3, pretty well after that. I think the key to, as far as players, is the probability of Cam Akers going to be in there. Florida State's at home. Miami has been underwhelming, to say the least. Miami's always one of those teams that brag about the most useless bullshit. They will go out there, get ramrodded by a team not even half their caliber, and then go out there the very next week, beat a nobody, and, of course, they put on the chains, and they do this and that, and they just look like assholes. It's like bragging. It'd be like the Yankees bragging because they beat, a D2 college team. But I think the running back situation definitely gives the edge to Florida State, as well as you do have home field, which in that state, with teams like Florida, Florida State, Miami, UCF now being in the picture, home field means a good bit. So I think the line is accurate based on the fact that Florida State got taken care of pretty handily by Wake Forest and Clemson on back-to-back weeks. But before that, they were sitting at 3-1 at home. And you get beat by the defending national champions. Okay, that's to be expected. And then you go out there against a very good Wake Forest team. A Wake Forest team that snuck up on everybody coming into this year. If you listen to my stuff preseason, I told you they were going to be a force to be reckoned with. But go back and look at the last 5 years. Like, where did this Wake Forest team come from? They've been just silently in the shadows building and recruiting. And now they've got a good competitive football team. So no shame in taking a loss to people like that. Miami just goes out there and cannot get the job done. They can't finish. They can't drive at home, away, especially away. Now you've got the running back advantage. You have the quarterback advantage, in my opinion. Truth be told, like it, don't like the opinion. I think they have the quarterback advantage. I think they have the coaching advantage. And then you also have home field against a rivalry game. So tack on 3 points. I think my power ranking with that came in opening up at Florida State -6.5. So, the fact that we can get it right now at 3, buy it down to 2.5. Let me see one other thing, too, because this may be... I'm going to be honest with you. If I had to bet the game right now, I'd take Florida State, I'd buy it down to 2.5, and I'd roll. If this game were to drop to 2.5, because right now you can get the money line at 150. If you can take the money line at -140 or less, take the money line. But I think Florida State wins by a touchdown. I actually, out of all 3 picks I just gave you, Green Bay, the Florida State game right there, and the Chicago game, I truthfully like the Florida State game probably the most. If I had to rank them, Florida State, Chicago, then Green Bay. But I'm not in love with any of these games. These are not premium plays. This is what, viewers wanted to rank. So, announcement. For anybody that doesn't already know, NHL. After last night going 3-1 with another top play winner, we are 51-16 for the year. Okay? That's 76.12%. Nobody's doing that. Nobody is even close to that. I don't care what people tell you as they dance like a monkey in front of the screen. They're just not. Top plays in the NHL. 14-2 overall. 87.5%. No one's doing that as well. College basketball, everybody knows what I do in college basketball. That starts next week. Right now, today, until midnight. You can pick up the college basketball season for $400. The NHL season's $1,500. Okay? It always has been. Now, I did have a special going on a couple weeks ago. You get it for $500. That's done and over with. I'm not doing that again. But I do have it until tonight. Halloween special, $750. That's 50% off. You can get the rest of the NHL season. We're just getting started, guys. We've got till May or early June. Okay? Every premium and daily top NHL play that I release from now until someone hoists the Stanley Cup. Tony, just go to chasewins.com, go to the purchase section. You'll see all the packages and everything. Once you sign up, you'll get a confirmation email, and then every day you will get an email letting you know that plays have been posted. Then you just sign in, click on your package, and the plays are right there every day. Very, very user-friendly, very easy. All right, so that is the spiel for the day. going to try to go live again tomorrow because I am traveling Monday, but next week we will be live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If anybody has any questions, I'm getting ready to go to a lunch meeting here in about 20 minutes. I will be back from that about 2 o'clock. I'll be, head down, working on plays, getting those out until about 4:30, and then I'll be wide open just for you guys. You know what time tomorrow? For what? Live? If I go live tomorrow, it'll be around the same time, about 10:30. But if you subscribe to me and you hit the notification bell, it'll work just like a normal video. So it'll give you a notification that I am live. Any questions about packages or anything, shoot me an email, chase@chasewins.com. I will get to it this afternoon as quickly as I can. We got NHL tonight. We've got NBA tonight. We've got college football action tonight. Free play videos up. Gave my thoughts in the Georgia Southern App State game. So make sure you go watch that. And I think that's it. It's time to get ready and just wait. Baseball season will be back before you know it. But on the next live show, we will be talking about power rankings for college basketball and things like that. But it was probably good that we went over football today because that's what's right in front of us. Tony, send me an email. I'm not putting my cell phone number out in this chat. I want your top tiers only. Then go to chasewins.com, go to purchase. There is a top tier, or not top tier, it's a top play month. And you will get every daily top play. Besides baseball, I want to buy one of your packages. Usually college basketball. But I'm telling you right now, at 76.12% overall, NHL is absolutely crushing it. 87.5% in top plays. Can't beat it. But MLB will always reign supreme. But, Tony, if you go to chasewins.com, go to purchase, you will see a top play month. You get every every daily top play, as well as every play of the week, play of the month. And if we were to have a play of the year in any sport, during that month you are subscribed, you will get that as well. That's well over $1,000 value on the website. And I think there's a special going on that, too. So make sure you get on that. But if any questions, send me an email, chase@chasewins.com. I will get back to it as quickly as possible, but probably won't get back to anybody for about the next 2 hours as I'm in this meeting. So, love you guys. Mean it. May or may not see you back tomorrow. If I do not see you back for a live show, at bare minimum, we will have a free play video. So, I'll see you back for Friday. See you guys.